With the release of BlackShell, we get the revival of a fan favorite classic Beyblade with Draciel. But will this turtle-themed Bey use its shell to defend against attacks, or will the D be weak?
What do you mean by that?
This is the BX35 Random Booster Volume 4. And I know not all of us are big fans of random boosters, but I will say, with all the different pieces and blades you get in this set, it might be worth it. This random booster is of course going to have the Draciel-inspired BlackShell as the main prize, and it also has a different way of getting BlackShell, but this one's in yellow, which we'll talk about later. But hit that like button, hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation, and now let's dive straight into the random booster. We're gonna go ahead and open up the BlackShell prize Bey first, because it may actually be one of the worst Beys in the set. The first piece we're gonna look at is a brand new part to BlackShell, and it is D, or Dot. And this is kind of like Needle, actually. It's like a weird mix of Needle and Ball. You can maybe think of Jog Ball from Metal Fight, although this is a bit more of a pointy shape. Whenever we first got pictures of Dot, I was not the biggest fan at all. I didn't really expect it to be that good, and it also just kind of made me uncomfortable. With all the little protrusions and dots coming out of the bit, it just looks really weird. And after using it for a while, I may have been a bit harsh. I still am kind of on the fence on whether or not I like it or not, but I have seen some positive sentiment in the community, but I've also seen some negative sentiment in the community. So whether this is going to be a top tier part is still up for interpretation. For the next piece, we have the Ratchet, which is 460. And I will say, I do like the kind of army green color scheme it has going on. But past that, there's not really a lot of positive things to say. 460 is one of the oldest parts in the entire Beyblade X game, and it's not really that good either. Because it has kind of a square shape, it's going to be a bit more burst prone compared to 360 and especially 960. The back of the box doesn't even showcase 460 as well. It just shows off the newer parts with BlackShell and Dot. So this is the piece we're really not supposed to care about. Big thanks to sponsor of the channel, Mall of Toys, for sending me this random booster set. And if you guys want to get a set for yourselves, go and check them out. They have the entire BX35 random booster. They also have Cobalt Dragoon and some upcoming releases like Phoenix Rudder and Leon Crest up for pre-order right now. So go and check out Mall of Toys, links in the description down below, and make sure to use code ilinnuc to get 5% off of your first purchase. And then finally, we have the Blade with BlackShell, and this one I am definitely kind of torn on. BlackShell is a defense type, and the biggest issue with Takara Tomi's defense types this generation is the weight. The entire point of the defense archetype is to be able to take hits and kind of defend against them. But that's kind of the opposite with Beyblade X. They don't really weigh a lot, so they kind of get thrown around the stadium. And they also tend to have really odd shapes, like Rhino Horn being kind of a plus. Then you have BlackShell with this kind of plus and X shape, like in Draciel, when the better idea of a defense type would be like Wizard Rod. Wizard Rod is round and it's also kind of heavy as well, so that makes it kind of the best defense type in the game when it's not even a defense type. And BlackShell has all of those issues. It's pretty light. Mine is around 32.2 grams. That weight fits into the rest of the defense types in Beyblade X, but up against the heavier attack types like Cobalt Dragoon and Phoenix Wing weighing around 38 grams for the blade, that's a pretty big disadvantage. And the shape isn't great either. It has this kind of asterisk star shape, which makes it really recoily. So if you combine a weirdly shaped and light defense blade with a rather burst-prone ratchet and a kind of unproven ball/needle bit that isn't really that great, you're not really going to have the best stock combo. And even though this is inspired from Draciel and it has the Bakuten logo in the actual motif itself, it doesn't really mean it's going to be a great performer. And speaking of good performers, let's go ahead and look at the rest of the random booster, which actually has a few of them. And the first one that's not a good performer is going to be the yellow BlackShell. Yellow on bays is already not my favorite, and when you combine it with the kind of pea yellow 980 and the red ball, this is the McDonald's bay. Next up, we have a red unicorn sting, and I like the unicorn sting blade a lot. I tried to use it at a sort of recent competitive tournament, but I didn't really have the best luck with it, so it's not in my deck anymore, but it's still really fun to battle with. And I like this color scheme, although the red is just kind of flat. I wish they would have done something to kind of break it up a little bit. For the ratchet, we have 370 and kind of a pearl red, and for the bits, we have a pinkish hued red dot, and like I've mentioned before, dot, I'm still kind of on the fence about. Next up, we have pretty much random booster peak with a green recolor of Wizard Rod. Now the part combo here is kind of odd, okay? We have Wizard Rod on 160 and Rush, but literally all of these parts here are good for their different reasons. Wizard Rod is one of, if not the best blade in the entire game, although it definitely has more counters now, but getting it reprinted in a random booster means it's easier to get. 160 is one of those pieces that I didn't like that much at first. I didn't really think it was going to be that used in tournaments, but it actually seems to be kind of popular on attack combos. And then we have the Rush bit, and Rush is easily one of the very best bits in the entire game. It originally released on the Dagger custom set, which is a bit harder to find now, and it was also in the Hasbro Extreme Stadium, which is kind of expensive. So this is yet another way to get a really sought after piece for a pretty good price, and you get it with 160 and Wizard Rod. If you don't care about this entire random booster, if you don't care about BlackShell, but you want to pick up maybe one bay from this set, this is probably one you'd want to pick up. But you may have a bit of a tough time deciding between Wizard Rod or the next bay in this set, which is Phoenix Wing. This is actually the first time we've seen Phoenix Wing reprinted since its original release last year in the Phoenix Wing set. So having another way to get a really competitive and really heavy bay is really nice. It's a bit of an L, in my opinion, that with this blue color scheme, they didn't paint the entire blade. That would have been nice. Some people don't like painted bays because they get scuffed up, but kind of gives the bay character. And the part combo here is really solid as well. We have a blue 580 ratchet, which is good, although I, like 560 more, but 580 is fine. And then we have our first reprint of the Hexa bit, once again in a blue color. This is one of my favorite bits. I really liked putting this on Wizard Rod and 570. That combo was just insane. And this is also the first time we've seen Hexa get reprinted since it originally released with Hell's Hammer. So these two bays are definitely going to be the most popular from this random booster because all of these parts are so competitively relevant, so getting them for a good price might be kind of tough. But we're not done. There's still one more bay to talk about, and that is the purple Viper Tail. I almost forgot to talk about this one. It kind of seems like a bay that Takara Tomy just kind of threw into the random booster to have a full selection. The purple here is nice though, and especially the kind of pearlescent purple that's on the 570 ratchet, which I really like. And yet again, we have a purplish dot, which, I don't know if dot's that good yet. But now it's time to do some test battles to see if BlackShell really does have weak D after... I gotta stop using that joke. Let's just move on. Okay, here we go. We have BlackShell, and we're going to be battling it up against the other Infinity Stones that come with this random booster. Let it rip. Here we go. BlackShell up against the Red Unicorn Sting. A lot of scraping, and BlackShell is done. Let it rip. Here we go. Oh, we have an extreme finish. Here we go. Oh, we have an extreme finish. A surprise extreme finish from the kind of recoily design of BlackShell. Let it rip. Here we go, up against the purple viper tail, and that was quick. Okay, that's over. Let it rip. Lots of impact straight away. Oh, huge strike. Okay, that had to be the most puny burst I've ever seen. It just went boop, just popped apart. Gone. If you guys want to be able to launch 2 bays at the same time like me, go and check out the launcher link by Noozle3D. I have a link in my description down below, and I have a coupon code to give you 10% off. Let it rip. Oh, it came back. It can still win. Can it win still? Wizard Rod on Rush. What? It was in the pocket for so long, still came back. Good. Extreme dash. It came back again. What? Dude, that's 2 in a row. How is that possible? Oh, an extreme dash. Dude, Wizard Rod just throwing shell around right now. Oh. There we go. There we go. Let it rip. Oh. Dude. Okay. Finally, we have a dub. We have a dub from BlackShell. Let it rip. Rip. Phoenix Wing on Hexa. Dude. Oh. Okay, is this Phoenix Wing combo just cracked? Like, what? Now, finally, guys, we have to do Turtle v Turtle. We have the standard BlackShell up against Yellowshell. Big impact. Can Yellowshell take the W here? Oh! Wait, what? Okay, hold up. So Yellowshell just overfinished and BlackShell burst afterwards? What? Oh! So what I got from those test battles is that BlackShells just doesn't really work as a defense type. Being only 32-ish grams means it's just going to get thrown around by those top tier attacks like Phoenix Wing, Dran Buster, Cobalt Dragoon. The value in this random booster is definitely from the parts that are included, especially from these 2 bays with Wizard Rod and Phoenix Wing. But that is going to wrap up this video, guys. If you liked it, hit the like button down below and hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation, and let me know what you guys think of BlackShells. And do you think it is really the return of Draciel we've all been waiting for, or is it a bit of a letdown? I will see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.